It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome once again. Welcome back to Chelsea's Perspective for another edition of the pre-game show where we take our time to look at the manager's selection for the game, then debate, analyze whether he's made the right selection for each position or whether we'd be better off starting certain players. But more importantly, thank you so much and welcome to Chelsea Perspective once again. I do hope you're all doing well. The lineup is already out, and I'm quite sure a lot of you have seen it already. We'll get to looking at it. Yijit, Kaisa, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Please, as you're joining, be sure to drop a like on the stream. And apologies for the, you could say, scanty streaming timing. We'll fix that. A lot of reasons why it's been like that. Since the move, it's been difficult to find to find out to find a stable timing, but we'll do that. A question immediately from Yijit. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Apologies if I'm not. He asks the question, "What do you think about our lineup, bro?" Let me go to the presentation window so we can talk about the lineup. First of all, this lineup proves something. The people that are starting, if people are saying that the managers prioritizes the Conference League over the Premier League, I think that this, in my opinion, debunks that. If we're doing that, then Achimpong shouldn't be starting, and then Tariq George shouldn't be starting. Also, Driscoll Hall, in my opinion, shouldn't be starting, even though I know he's still improve and eventually come good. But despite Hastings, what do I think of the lineup? It's still a strong lineup. I know some people will question why Tariq George is starting and who do we have on the bench. Give me one second here. On the bench, I'm not sure why this is a bit slow today. On the bench, we still have we'll have Robert Sanchez, Levi Cowell, Marco Correa, Trevor Chalobah, Enzo Fernandez, Matis Amogu, Moises Caicedo, Sama Ragzaki, Nicholas Jackson. Okay, is that starting 11 that I'm reading? Am I mixing things up? Yeah. Nicholas Jackson is on the bench. Yeah. Nicholas Jackson, Noni Madueke, Pedro Neto, Shumera Nyuka. So all the managers did in our last game was just rotate. But again, people will still see it the way they deem fit. We're all entitled to our respective opinions. I think it's still a strong 11. But here's the thing. I'm not saying that based on what I know about the Legia Warsaw 11, all their players. I don't know any of their players. I can't sit here and gaslight you, but off the bat, a lot of people will underrate them. A lot of people will see them as a team, yeah, that we should definitely be beaten. But football doesn't work like that. You just cannot script football, and records show that they've actually been doing well in the competition. But just by the way, I have my bro here. So for me, not a bad lineup, even with the absence of the inclusion of Tariq George, Josh Achibong, and also Keenan Driscoll Hall. We still have a mix of seasoned players there in Tosin. Banwa Badashile, I totally forgot about him. I didn't even expect him to get a chance to start in this game. Philip Jorgensen, Malakusto, he's good, but I think this is going to be the application will be more of a back three. Yep, Josh Ashibong, right center back, Tosin central, and Benwa Badashile, left center back with Malagusto inverting as usual, completing the triangles and helping us with gain numerical advantage over the opposition. Just he does the basics right, and that's why the manager keeps. That's why he continues using him in that manner. I get it; he's not been creating a lot of chances. His shooting has been something the rugby union will be proud of. But beyond that, honestly, he's done the basics very well. I would like to see Nicholas Jackson start, but it's understandable why he's on the bench. Probably not fully fit. Even Nani Modic and the others. But let's see how it pans out. I'm hoping for a win, but I can't just say we're certainly winning this one because you just cannot script football. And my bro Vic is in the house. Vic, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular evening. I want to get your thoughts on the lineup. What do you think? We have just two likes. I think we should be doing a lot better than that. And apologies once again for the scanty streaming. We will find a stable time to stream consistently at that time. I still have a lot that I'm working out. Um, Finding a trusted house help and all that. But let's not get into that. Midfield is just a terrible. James is uncomfortable there. No, he's not uncomfortable. It's just how you know him as a right back. So it's you're just not looking beyond the fact that you've always known him as a right back and he's playing in the midfield. And irrespective, I get that people have legit argument just to use a more familiar language or more relatable language there. Is that if he plays in the right back position, he can overlap, he can create the chances, he can also score. But here's the thing: I think you could argue the reason he stayed fit is because the managers just find a way to manage his fitness, which includes him playing as a midfielder where he doesn't have to run that much. He doesn't have to overlap or underlap, do all that running, and then get injured after the first 15 minutes on the pitch. The manager knows exactly what he's doing. I'm not complaining. And if anything, these are the same set of Chelsea fans that were calling for the manager. I think it was under either on the Poch when he returned from injury that were calling for the manager to use him in the midfield so he doesn't have to run as much and mentioning how he played. I can't quite remember whether he played the entirety of the season at what's the club in the championship, Wigan. But now why all of a sudden are they complaining? Yeah, I get it. Tuku's comment, you could say, creates a platform or maybe it creates a space, it creates a reason for unnecessary debate whether the manager should be deploying him as a right back or as a DM. It just doesn't matter, in my opinion. I think he will do well. The last time we won an away game in the UEFA Conference League, he was one of the reasons why we won. Scored a good goal from the midfield area. And I think something else that's been difficult for Chelsea fans to come to terms with. The manager, he's adopted what you could argue, yeah, arguably or truthfully, a boring approach. But that boring approach is the reason why we're not actually in a more dangerous place than we are right now. Had it not been for that, what the perceived boring approach, chances are would be down further in the Premier League table. Could have lost to our last opponent in the knockout stages of the Conference League. but we adapted a boring approach. It's been yielding result. The only issue is that yeah, we've not been scoring as many goals as usual. The Demonat, but nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Is 1.56 odd good for us or no? I'm not into odds, but here's the thing. I could say it's a higher a higher possibility that we're gonna win. Let me just leave it at that. Usually, what I do is look at insights. You could say statistics, aka insights, which includes teams' recent form, goal they've scored in their last 5 games, or goal concession in their last 5 games, to give you, or maybe to come to a sensible conclusion, or to get a sensible idea with regards to the most possible outcome. Even though I do not know the Warsaw team that well, but their home record have been brilliant. Let me look. Let me look at what they have here. I think I need this particular window here. Apologies. So I'd say most likely a Chelsea win. And that's not to say certainly a Chelsea win. That's a difference between the two. Even if we had insights on the screen, but unfortunately we didn't. Oh, there's none. That's because probably the Fort Mob guys, they don't know much about they don't know much about Legia Warsaw. I even checked on Google, which usually they have good insights, but at this time they don't. So for Warsaw, they are fifth in the table there, and they are the disparity in points between them and the first place team should be around. Let me see, they have 44 points. Okay, around 12 points. So let me see their run. Let me see where can I find something important to start. But they're a very strong side, and their home atmosphere is something a lot of teams dread. A lot of teams dread to play there. The last time I heard about Legia Warsaw was when I was still a kid growing up in Nigeria, when one of players I liked at the time, in Kenneth Zaibo, moved into Legia Warsaw, and I can't quite remember what came first, either after his Super Eagles debut, or maybe before that. That was the last time I talked about Ledger was until I learned that yeah, we were playing them. Let's see what their last 5 games are that Ledger was. So in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, they won 2, drew 2, and lost 1. You can say pretty much the same thing as us, but I know nothing about them. Just I wish Dante was here. He usually has good information about such teams. But let's see, compare their current form to ours. For Chelsea's current form, we won 3, drew 1, 0-0, no goal against Brentford, and then lost 1 to Arsenal. For me, I still say could have ended in a draw had we been clinical in front of goal. We didn't create too many on that day, but created enough to get an equalizing goal within, and conceded, you could say, a careless goal. But despite the way, let's hear your thoughts on the lineup if you're in the comment section. I appreciate you. Or chat session. Tebeho, nice to see you, Tebe. Do not score an own goal today. How are you doing, bro? Looking forward to tomorrow's Blue Alliance show, Chelsea Alliance show. I think it's growing. We will continue to grow it. But that's, by the way, welcome to the panel. Your thoughts on the lineup. For me, as I said the moment I joined, I said this proves that the manager, the argument that he was prioritizing this competition over the Premier League was wrong. He was just simply managing his squad, because yeah, 3 of them are just returning from three of our best players just returned from injuries and probably not fully fit. Had he gone on to start them, chances are they probably won't play well against a physical Brentford side, and would end up losing that game. So just let the manager do his job. But that's, by the way, Tebeho, your thoughts on the lineup. All right, it looks like it's going to take him a while to unmute. While he does that, I'd switch to the next item we have on the screen, and we have a total of 88 people following the show, but only 8 of those on YouTube. The rest definitely divided between X and Facebook. Or if you're following the show on Facebook or on X, We sincerely do appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. And we ask you for one favor, which is just to take a second, drop a like on the video, and also follow our X account or Facebook account, or you can come and join us here on Facebook. And soon we will restart the program where we do a $50 giveaway for our members who are students just to support them. But that's fine. We keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. So I'm going to call out the lineup while I wait for Tabejo to join me. But before that, was this comment from the Demoness saying, um, I hope we don't see Josh at left back and Gusto right back. He did that last time. It's not going to happen. If you look at the starting 11 there, clearly the application will be a back three, where left centre back will be Badiashile, essentially Tosin to lead that back line. On the right centre back will be Josh Achibong, and then Malo Gusto will be operating again as inverted fullback, where his role, primary responsibility, will be to overload areas, or complete triangles in positions whenever we have the ball, to help us gain a numerical advantage over the opposition. And once again, in my opinion, it is a good lineup. Even though I don't know anything about the Legia Warsaw side, but I like it that these young stars are getting opportunities. I didn't expect this. I fell into the trap of believing the argument that the manager, it was wrong for him not to have started Cole Palmer and the players that started off the bench against Brentford. It turns out he knew exactly what he was doing. It wasn't because of this game. He was just doing it to manage the fitness of the players he has, three of which you could argue not fully fit. Cole Palmer, in my opinion, not fully fit. Nicholas Jackson, not fully fit. Even yeah. So I don't blame the manager for doing what he did. I think we'll finish the season strongly. And I trust the manager. Let him do his job. He gets paid to get to make decisions on who start and who doesn't start. Okay, now 91 people following the show. Surprisingly, shockingly, only six of those are on YouTube. The rest divided between X and Facebook. But that's, by the way, Bobby. Your thoughts on the lineup? For me, I can't complain. I think still a strong side. Would I have loved for Madrid to start and Josh Ashbank not to start, because we don't know the sort of risk we'll be facing playing against Legia Warsaw. But I'm not the manager. Maybe the manager knows. Yeah, he knows them well enough to know that Achimpong and George. Tariq George will both do well in the game. But that's, by the way, Bobby, if you're there, your thoughts on the lineup. Let's hear you.
Yeah, big up, coach. Big up, Tobago. Can you call out the team and the bench? I can't really see it from here.
Okay, between the
Is-
sticks, Jorgensen, uh, the two center backs. I think it's gonna the application will be a back three, but let me just give you the names of the players. Two center backs, Tosin and Badia Schiller. For me, it's a good pairing. Right back, Josh Achimpong. So that's a giveaway. The application will most definitely be a back three. Gusto left back. Two sixes, Reece James and Keenan Drewsbury Hall. Left wing, Sancho, 10, Cole Palmer, right wing, Tariq George, and number 9, Christopher Nkunku. And we still have the big guns on the bench, if you want to call them that. We have Robert Sanchez on the bench, Levi Cowell, Marco Correa, Trevor Chalobah, Enzo Fernandez, Matisse Amogu, Moises Caicedo, Nicholas Jackson, and Noni Madueke. So, yeah, definitely we do have the big guns on the bench. And also, Shim Nyuka is also on the bench. So, I'm not concerned. I think we're well equipped. We can call those players off the bench to come help us win the game or finish the game well. So I'm not a bad starting 11 in my opinion. As long as
what's the
we have
midfield again?
midfield, two sixes is Rhys James and Keenan Driswell Hall. But
Okay.
Caicedo is on the bench, which for me, you could say I'm not concerned because we have the big guns on the bench. If things don't look good, I think the manager can easily bring them on. Every manager, every you can say intelligent manager does that. Sometimes you see if you can just make do without risking any of your big name players getting injured. In my opinion, but let's hear your thoughts on the lineup.
Well, your last statement is what has given some understanding to what I'm seeing there. Yeah, I mean, I I'm not adverse to what I'm seeing. I, as like you, I can't say I know much about Legia Warsaw. Apparently, Maresca does, and he feels this team can start
Mm.
against them. Um, what can I say? We shall see. I'm not sure, I'm not even sure when the game is. I was very fortunate to just catch you streaming because I don't even know when you're streaming anymore, coach. You've kept us all guessing with your different schedules, and I know
Yeah,
it can't be helped, but it makes your panel guys a little bit disorganized knowing how to catch you, but I've got you, and we shall see. I mean, if this is applicable, if it works, this is very good because giving a little bit of rest time to the big guns, as it were, if we can call them big guns, is
Mhm.
important. This weekend against Ipswich is not going to be easy, and they need to be very energetic from here on in. So let's hope that this team is capable of doing it. I mean, I'm not despondent, apart from hearing the name of Dewsbury Hall in midfield. Reece James doesn't
You
really
think I
play
don't
that.
know?
Yeah, Reece James doesn't really play that part, but um, I don't know. I let's see what the manager has done in terms of his homework of this team. He's played with some of the players there anyway, so I know that much. So he's not unfamiliar with them. He knows about their vociferous crowd. Um, so let's see. But something in me is not worried. Let's put it that way.
Probably your lack of worry probably driven by, I think you are subconsciously not that you can say what's the language I'm looking for?
No, these are players, coach.
You
They're
can say
not bad
subconsciously
players.
you've measured the strength of the two teams, and probably your belief that we're the much better, we'll have a much better squad drives your confidence. In my opinion, I could be wrong. You know,
I don't even know what their squad is or
exactly.
what
The same as me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any player there except that I see one name that definitely is of Nigerian origin, Oyedele. Um, just that's a stat. But go ahead, Bobby, if you were still speaking.
Yeah, so but I believe Maresca must have looked at their team, and this isn't a bad team. It's not a
No, it's
bad
not. It's
team.
not. Yeah, it's not.
I wouldn't start it in a Premier League game because of the level of experience, and he seems to have quite some confidence in starting them in front of a vociferous crowd. So we shall see.
Hostile,
This is
I must say.
well, we shall see. This is a very important competition to us. So he should. Well, he's got these people on the bench, albeit you can only use five. But let's see.
Yeah. Let's see. They're killing me. Before I go to Ty, and Kunku getting wasted in attacking as always. Says then if you play him on the flanks, he comes across as worse. They hardly can ever performs. If you play him centrally, again, since we've tried him centrally at Chelsea, and he still underperformed. And if I've heard the manager speak very highly of how well he does in training, and he's given him plenty of opportunities, but still, maybe he approaches games. You could say he applies himself during match games. You could say with that sort of mindset that comes across as if he's disinterested, or maybe he's no longer at Chelsea in flesh. I'm not sure how else to phrase it to get my point across. Uh, I think, yeah, Nkunku isn't here anymore. if you get my point. He's not at Chelsea in flesh anymore. He left during the summer. He's just here for the sake of being here and earning his pay. In my opinion, I'm not sure how else to phrase that, but you get the point. So I wouldn't say wasting. It's up to him to take the opportunity. And when we don't play with two strikers, where you could argue he'd get a chance to apply himself as a second striker, which is what he's known for. He does performs well when he's deployed in that manner. But despite it, let's see what else we have here. And Mark and Neum, big up to you too. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to be part of the conversation. Big up to you too, Rich Money Makers. We must not underestimate this team. Our coach, he's resting our midfielders. The good thing is that they're on the bench. I'd be surprised if things aren't going quite as planned for him, or maybe if we're not playing well, if it is clear that the players on the pitch aren't are good enough to outplay our opposition, or maybe play better than our opposition, then yeah, change them. We have all our we have our top guns on the bench. Managers do that all the time. Hopefully, the starting players they do well, but we need everybody as we again as the season approaches its end. We count on your expertise, but you're saying you don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about Legia Warsaw, and as I told you, as I've said already, the last time I heard about them was when Kenneth Zabel joined them, because Kenneth Zabel at the time played for Rangers International. So yeah, that's it. And I'm not into gaslighting people. I could have just said because yeah, research show that Morishita is one of their most dangerous attacking players. I could have just, with that alone, pretend that yeah, I know a lot about them when I don't know Jack Shit. But that's by the way. Go away, Vic. Just leave me alone. Oh yeah, Dele, one of the best wonder kids. Was he the one that was at Manchester United? I can't quite remember. One of them was, but I'm not sure it was Oyedele. Might have been, but I'm not too sure really. Their left back Ruben Vannegar used to play for Wolves and Everton. How'd you pronounce his name again? Okay, I don't remember him. James in the midfield, yeah. I mean, we don't want him to get injured. Maresca out. Okay, he's lost this. Okay, let's see what happens here. Arsenal playing at Madrid. Meanwhile, Chelsea. Yeah, it is what is this right now. Look, I'm not gonna do that with you now. Just leave me alone. Badia Sheila is playing. But big up to you too, Kim. So always nice to see you. I appreciate you. Much love to you. And the rich money makers, easy on the sugar. Ty, let's hear you. Ty, if you're there, your a connection signal is showing partly red, and I hope it
Are you
works.
hearing me?
I can hear you. So yeah. So apparently the poor signal sign isn't an issue. Ty, your thoughts on the lineup? Yes,
Well,
Ty.
well, well,
You go
yeah.
ahead.
The
Okay.
connection is bad. There's gonna probably be a delay as well. So you're gonna probably hear me 5 seconds later, than when I'm saying. But my screen is frozen right now. But if you can hear me, that's
We
good.
can hear you.
Right. So
Just go ahead, Ty. All right. While we wait for Ty to start speaking, if you're in the comment section, if you have any chat section, if you have any questions, drop it. We'll try to address it. We have a total of 151 people following the show, but only 11 of those on YouTube. What is going on with YouTube these days? Probably because we haven't streamed consistently, but that's fine. We will get there. Okay, Ty is completely he's gone out. Okay, I expect probably in the second half, if the game remains 0-0, and we go into the second half, or if we're losing, I expect the manager to take off Christopher Nkunku definitely. I expect him to bring in Noni Madueke, and I expect Moises Caicedo to come on. But if we score and we're winning, I think he's going to keep them until this around 68th to 70th minute before he starts making changes. I expect that to happen, but we'll see. Kimso, You owe us this. I will keep asking until you explain. You were the one that told us that was the case. And Jimmy K. Stevie, nice to see you, brother. The Amogu signing confuses me. If we cannot utilize him ahead of Reece James. I think Amogu wasn't. It can. I think Amogu, for me, in my opinion, that's a theory, by the way. Something I'm not sure whether that's the case, but I mean, there's room that he's signing. You could say the manner at which we signed him has left us with no option than to speculate what the club wants to do with him. I'd say for Amogu, probably he's a replacement for what's his name, Andre Santos at Strasbourg. So Santos comes back, joins the first team here, and Amogu will join them. Will join Strasbourg as his replacement. I think he's a good player, but he's still very young, and the manager has given him opportunities on two occasions actually. One where he came on in the Premier League, the other one was in the Conference League. He will get his opportunity, and usually integrating young players, especially a stubborn manager as Maresca, don't expect it to be drastic or quick. If you join the panic bus and say, Maresca, no, I'm not doing that. I will never join you. Keep your boss. You could argue have fool right now. Not a lot of people, a lot of Chelsea fans still support Maresca. If you really understand football, you'd see the reason the approach has become boring. The approach has become boring because the priority is to get results. It doesn't have to be beautiful. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people see football on a surface level. Three things: win, lose, draw. Draw. Either of the three, they pay attention to it. And when it's a loss, a lot of scrutiny, even some of them unwarranted scrutiny. A draw sometimes, they don't care how well you play. You didn't win. We could have beaten Brentford. We had good opportunities, especially towards the end of the game when the big guns came on. But that's, by the way, we didn't win. And I told people the only reason I didn't say that I couldn't come around to saying that was a good performance was because we didn't win. And I'm serious. He had we won that game, a lot of people would be calling him a genius. But he knew exactly what he was doing. Our players, most of our players, some of our best players weren't fully fit before that game, and it just wouldn't make sense to just uh, play them and drain the life out of them or aggravate their lack of full fitness. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Nice to see you, Shay Wendy. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. 7 likes. Woohoo! We're getting closer and closer to 10 likes. I appreciate that. But right now, there's nothing, coach. You could argue, in my opinion, there's nothing to panic about right now. You could, I mean, look at our last 4 games in the Premier League and panic. But here's why I told people that eventually we will finish in the top 5. Let me stick with top 5 because it could end up being 4th place. It could end up being 5th place. It could end up being in the 3rd place, actually, because I still believe that Nottingham Forest will drop points. They will, honestly. Let's just that's driven by belief, and some things I've seen, you can say to an extent objectively, but mainly driven by my belief to what you could say what's common in the Premier League. But we'll see. They've lost some of their best players to injuries. But let's see what happens. Ty, if you're there, let's hear your thoughts on the lineup. For me, not a bad lineup, but not that argument, that point, that statement isn't driven by my knowledge of how strong of a team Legia was. Just by probably subconsciously driven by the fact that I feel like we have a better squad than them, or maybe a bigger team than them. But Ty, let's hear you. All right, I'm gonna keep speaking with you guys until Ty is ready to speak. Whenever he's ready to speak, he can always interject. Just start speaking, and I'll give him space. A total of 172 people watching, but only 4 of those on YouTube. We have to
Are you
start
able to
streaming.
hear me?
Streaming. Okay, Ty, go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay, I hope you're still here, able to hear me. Unfortunately, the saddest thing I noticed is that I was actually speaking earlier, but you heard nothing I said. When I went on YouTube, I realized that you heard nothing. Um, but essentially, what all I was saying is that the lineup should be good enough to get the job done. It will not be easy. I don't know much about the opponents, as everybody else has said. The only thing I do know about them is that they're a Polish side, and that's about it. And obviously, you said we're their position in their league as well. So the match may not be easy, and it may replicate what we saw in the earlier round, where the match wasn't as straightforward as people would have thought, and we obviously would have seen that we scored only one goal through James. So I think the match will be close in that sense. But yeah, I mean, persons like Pong getting a chance will excite a lot of fans who believe that he should be starting in that right back position.
I'd rather see Achimpong than Nkunku, really, honestly. But that's just my opinion. Nkunku, I don't see commitment anymore. He's playing as if he's gone already. But that's just my opinion in you. But let's say it, I no jokes in my opinion. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that is the case. I'm surprised he's starting. Because he did absolutely nothing against Brentford. He looks as he looked disinterested. That is one thing. And as you said, he looks like he wants to leave. And I mean, it's not a surprise me if that's the case, because obviously there was, well, if you believe the reports that were out there, that he was willing to leave the club if an offer came in, then fair enough. But terms of what he's offering, I don't think he doesn't do anything at Chelsea. I think his time has come to an end. He does. I don't think he wants to be at Chelsea either. But I mean, hopefully he could do something in this match. He tends to do well in the Conference League in comparison to the Premier League. So maybe he will do something. Hopefully he does. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, I hope the attack will work. I'm not convinced, but it is what it is. Preservation is all that really matters right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough creativity for him. I think they'll create enough chances for him. I don't just want to see that sort of situation where you'd see him not even attempt to get at the end of a pass or a chance we have during games, and then requesting that it be more accurate. You want to see him try. I think probably, I don't know if I said it well enough for you to remember that the incident I'm trying to bring again to picture here. I think it was in the Conference League, also was in the Premier League. I can't quite remember. It was a pass from Cole Palmer, which I think that game also led to me making a YouTube shot where I asked people whether they think their on-field chemistry looked off, or whether they believe their on-field chemistry looked off. And for me, that has been the case. Except if it has changed, I haven't noticed that. I hope it has changed. I hope if he gets a pass, as long as it's an opportunity, just try. Don't just give up as if you already know, even before Cole Palmer hit the ball, that yeah, it wasn't going to get to you. I don't want to see such. I want to see commitment, irrespective of whether you're being played out of position or not. And I don't know why I can't quite find that interview where he said that he sees himself as a striker. But I get it. Playing Nkunku as a striker means a lot has to change. He's not that sort of number nine where you just have to put the ball into the box and hope that he finds a way to get at the end of it. It has to be what you could say at least 70% to 75% accuracy, but before he gets into it. He's that sort of number nine. He's not Osimhen or maybe Costa. You just put it in the box. I think um, I'm not sure what's going on. We've heard the manager speak about how he does well in training, but during games, for me, he just comes across as disinterested, as somebody you'd argue no longer here in flesh, and that's concerning. And which is why a lot of people have concluded that yeah, he definitely leaves Chelsea in the summer. You could argue driven, subconsciously driven by the fact that he pushed. He was eager to join Bayern when they came calling, but just couldn't meet demands financially. But that's by the way, Bobby. I don't know anything you want to say about Nkunku. I was thinking Jackson was going to start this game, but yeah, the manager had other plans. All right, as we wait for Bobby
There's
to, yeah, go
there's
ahead.
nothing to add much to that, coach. He's got his plans. He seems to feel that he knows what to expect, and he's rotated his team. Look, rotation is important in modern football. We know this.
Mm,
Are you able to? In fact, it goes beyond. Are you able to rotate? To the fact that Chelsea, we have we've had enough injuries,
mm,
and we don't want any more. However, having said that, at this stage of the season, I don't really think players should have to be overtly protected. These are professional footballers at the highest level. They know what it takes for them to perform, and they know what a season is like. They know the rigors of numerous games. So let's just hope that these boys learn to play game after game after game, which they might have to do if you're doing something like chasing the Premier League and chasing the Champions League, for example, and a domestic trophy. You will need some of your best players constantly available. And that's where squad depth comes in. So let's see. I mean, it's not bad. As I said, I'm not worried by this. I don't see anything to to be concerned for at this moment.
yeah, I'm not concerned. And to his defense, just if you don't mind, we had players that weren't fully fit before that Brentford game. So I don't blame him for not risking everything. I mean, I give him credit for that, really, honestly, especially after seeing the lineup here, which confirms to me he was just being cautious because those players weren't fully fit. I remember Lavia were not too sure when he's going to be back and all that. Belief versus fact. There are no stats to prove Chelsea will finish in the top four. I haven't told you there are numbers that suggest where we are technically. Yeah, we can still finish there. Yeah, but I'm saying the fact is, it's my belief drives my opinion that we will eventually finish in the top five. It could end up being fourth, fifth, or even third. That's my opinion anyway. You never know; anything can happen. But we have Constantine Dunn, the captain. Big up, welcome to the panel. I do hope you're doing well. I know you've been busy, and I hope um, I didn't reach out to see if you recovered fully. I caught one myself and hated it, plus other things going on. But that's by the way. Dante, your thoughts on the lineup? Would you have, would you rather, can would you have started any certain players in certain positions than the ones you're looking at on the screen?
Yeah, big up, coach. Yeah, much better. I've recovered from my illness. Passed it on to you now, so you can deal with it. Yeah, Bobby, big up, and it looks like Ty's there as well. Big up, Ty, and everyone in the chat. Yeah, look, I don't mind the lineup. It's cautious, of course, and I knew it
When
was
you
going to
say
probably be
cautious,
that.
cautious in what sense?
As in not risking more players, as in not, overplaying players. Just a bit more cautious because you spoke about that before.
Okay,
Just
okay, okay.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, just adding on to what you said before. Just cautious with that, not overplaying the players. Doesn't need to play Enzo. Doesn't need to play, Caicedo. He can rest them, and he can plug in some other players there. So more cautious in that way, as in health wise of the players I'm talking about. Yeah, the team's still good enough to do the job. It'll be probably a little bit more, maybe a little bit more defensive. We'll see. Just depends how we actually structure up in attack when we're in possession. We'll see if we're going to stay with two defensive midfielders or if one of them's going to push forward, we'll have to wait and see how what happens there. But yeah, look, it's still good enough team to do the job. If we need some help second half, they'll come on. Let's not forget it's 2 legs. It's over 2 legs, so they still got to travel to London, and for these teams, when they come to London, it's pretty hard for them. So I'm sure that's in the back of Maresca's mind. He just wants to go there, get a result, keep it tight, not concede, and if we score 1 or 2 goals, I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, we went and seen. Just give me 1 second. Let me ask the question before I let you answer it. I think we're definitely going to see a boring game today again, given the approach, trying to play with a more balanced approach, not to risk a lot. I think we will see that today. I have to call it boring to use a more relatable language to Chelsea fans. A lot of pass, timing when to move forward and when not to risk a lot going forward, so the opposition don't get the chance to hit us on a break. But I'll come back to you in a bit. Just give me 1 second. Vic, just leave me alone. Kim, so too, you guys are ganging up on me. Let's see. And beating Liverpool, no way. I mean, you cannot say it's football. The game has not been played. Liverpool can win the EPL at the bridge, coach. It's not gonna happen. We want to bet on that. If we get UEFA Champions League football, I will join you on the panel, face and everything. Bet, okay? It's on record. You cannot delete this. Even if you delete it, I've highlighted it. It's not going anywhere. But Dante, back to you. We're gonna see a boring game. You know why I'm using the term boring game, just to use a more relatable language.
Controlled. I like to say controlled.
Control. Yeah, I know controlled is the correct term, but I'm going to use boring language for that language. Boring for the average fan to understand what I mean by that. Even I told you when I called one of our wins, it was a controlled performance. Somebody nearly started a fight with me, but I didn't respond because probably the person didn't understand what I mean by that. But let's hear you. I think it's going to be like that today.
Yeah, look, you can tell that by the team, especially in this first half. Yeah, it will be like that. I think. I think it's keep possession, control the game, keep the ball away from the opposition. Don't give them much possession. If they don't have possession, they can't obviously score or create anything. So I think it'll be a lot of passing back, sideways, attack, take your time, attack when try to draw them out, and then attack when they come out. It'll be a lot of that, yes. And like you say, people can call it boring. It's a controlled way of playing, and it's a safe way of playing. And when you don't have the best defense in the world, that's probably the best approach to go for it. So, yeah, look, it's most likely going to be like that. You never know. You never know what Legia Warsaw, what they're going to do. They might say, "Oh, they don't care. Let's just risk it. Let's just play. Let's just go out and attack Chelsea. We don't care. We lose, we lose. If we get smashed, they get smashed." It just depends on the opposition as well, how they're going to play. But yeah, well, I think we're going to play definitely controlled. There'll be a lot of passing and keeping the ball in possession. I think 100%.
Yeah. Anybody else want to say anything else before I ask Dante one more question? You weren't on the panel when I was telling, when I told people that I don't know anything right now about Legia Warsaw. I only heard about them when a player from my hometown joined that club. That was years ago. But that's by the way. What do you know about them? How do they play? Go ahead, Ty. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, funny enough, it was what you just asked Dante a while ago. I was gonna say that a lot of people are saying that they're an aggressive team, and even their manager is aggressive. So that's also what I was trying to add in.
Yep.
They've beaten Leicester and Aston Villa from the UK. Wow. And I heard that their stadium, their fans can be very hostile, and their stadium atmosphere can be very scary. But let's hear you, Dante.
Yeah, that's key. They're very hostile fan supporters. They probably push it on the racist side as well. They have a lot of problems with that stuff as well. So, but like Ty did say, they do like to a bit more aggressive, a bit more attacking. But that's because they play against much weaker opposition, obviously in their country. So yeah, I think it's got to do with that. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see what they do. They might say, stuff it, let's just go for it, let's play our game. They might not care, or they're going to be really safe. It just depends how they go. But either way, I think it's fine for us. I don't think they should cause too many problems. Don't know too much about their players. I know they've got a top goal scorer. He's same as Guy, 6 goals. I think it's the guy up
Yeah, I'm
front.
not seeing any insights here. What's his name?
Yeah, I think it's the Brazilian. Is it the Brazilian guy? I can't remember if it's the Brazilian guy. No, I just know he's a top goal
I'm
scorer.
looking at Chardina, Morishita,
No,
Luquinhas.
no.
Is it Luquinhas? Luquinhas or
Why,
Luquinhas?
why you cursing? Why you cursing on the stream, coach? Why you cursing?
I did
Lequinhas, yeah,
not
I think
curse.
the
And Ty, you
Brazilian guy.
know that I didn't curse anybody.
Yeah, the Brazilian guy, Lequinhas, he's pretty good. I've seen him before a couple of times. Highlights more than actually games, but he's skillful. He's probably the more dangerous player. Obviously, being the Brazilian there, he's the more technical player, skillful player, the one they pay the most. Basically, he's their star player. So look out for him. But that's about it. I don't know any of the other players at all. So we'll just see what they do, how they play. Like I said, they might risk it, or they might do something they don't really do much of, and that's sit back and try to catch us on the counter. We'll wait and see. It looks like they pay the 4-3-3 there, so that's their normal formation. So they might still line up in that attacking formation, which is they like to push forward and play on the front foot. But we'll see once the game starts.
Yeah, we'll see. Ty, what changes do you expect to see before we call it a day? I think I really want us to do a post game show. We'll see. I don't think it makes sense to do a watch along because it wasn't planned to be a watch along.
Um. Well, as I said, I think the match will be close. For this similar reasons to what you guys said about it. Well, you say you're not going to use the word boring, more controlled and conservative. So I think it'll be a close match. I don't think the scoreline will pass 2 goals. And well, I don't want anybody to say I'm being pessimistic, but I'm seeing a 1-1. That's what I'm actually seeing.
And Vic is saying they're missing Mark Gual. I have never heard that name. Let me see if I see it here. Thank you, Ty, for that. What do we have? Mark injuries? I'm not seeing any name like that for them.
Must be Muggy's cousin. Who knows what Vic
Mark,
said?
Yeah.
what?
Gual, yeah, he's it. All right. The Dante watching. Bobby, Dante. I'll come to you to run the Bobby out. Let's hear from you. What changes you expect to see? But before you speak, goodness, nice to see you up to Blues. Yeah, hopefully we'll get a win today. They're missing Mark Gual. Okay, I think he just made that up. Win for the Blues. I hope so. Goodness, I hope to see a win. Good news. And Jan Jokoski are suspended. Okay. I don't know those names, even trying to pronounce it. It's a huge issue for me. But thank you, Rich Money Makers. Bobby, let's hear you. What changes do you expect to see? Then we'll hear from Dante and call it a day.
Don't know about changes, coach. Players are going to come on at some point. I'm sure that people like Jackson and either Caicedo and or Enzo will be given a bit of a run out, and that will be it. Maybe wingers. Maybe I don't think he will play Neto at all in this game. Madueke might come on at some point. It's just normal substitutions to try and keep the momentum fresh. Look, I think at this point a post game stream is going to be very important, coach. We don't know much
Okay.
about this team, and I think it'll be worth us getting together to discuss it afterwards because we would have learned
Learned a lot.
about about that team and about ourselves.
Okay. I will start it. If I need to leave to go pick up my voice, I'll just leave the stream on with you guys on and do it. But I think we will. The game will be done. Yeah. Yeah, 12:45, 1:40. Yeah, we'll be all right. All right. Thank you so much, Bobby. I'll make sure I schedule that. Vic, I haven't heard that name, so don't fight me for arguing whether you made that up. So don't laugh at me. We have Zoo. Is this live stream of the actual match? No, we never show the actual game. We don't have the rights to do that. No. If nobody has, you have to go through the proper channel. What channel is going to show that? They usually say where it will be on TV. Yeah, on a Paramount Plus. You can say it's still Disney. I think they're the same. So if you have Amazon Prime, you'll find it. Just go into your Amazon Prime account, go to live shows, and then you see the game. Dante, let's hear you. What changes do you expect to see?
Yeah, look, depending how the game's going, if we're pretty comfortable and we've got a good lead, you'll probably see the youngsters come on. If not, you'll probably see a bit of solidity just to see the game out and keep it, if it's 1-0 or even 0-1-1, 0-0, whatever it is. It just depends on how the game goes. So, yeah, I don't think Neto will come on in that either. Probably he might get the rest in this game because he's been playing quite a bit. I think he'll probably get the rest. If we really need them and we're down and we need a goal and we're really struggling, well, then he probably will make it. But otherwise, no, I don't see him making too many changes, to be honest. I think he'll try to persist as long as he can with this lineup.
Yeah, I think changes would depend on how the game pans out. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to Constantine Dunn. Thank you to Bobby Ty for joining me. I appreciate on the panel. I appreciate you all. And I want to say thank you to Zoo. Thank you to Vic Nkunku getting hooked up soon. I think so too. I hope because except if something changes, commitment more importantly. Goodness, nice to see you on Richard Mekos Kim. So nice to see you. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stanford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.